The great hall of the Galactic Council glowed with silver light. Thousands of alien beings filled the seats, creatures of metal, crystal, gas, and bone. In the center stood a giant hologram of a small blue planet, Earth. The hall burst into laughter. Deep, echoing, cruel laughter. "A world covered in water," one alien croaked, its skin shimmering like oil. "How do they even live there?" "They drink it. Bathe in it. They are soft creatures of liquid," another shouted, waving its claws in disgust. Every alien in the room joined the joke. They called humanity the water apes. To them, water was nothing, a primitive fluid used for cleaning ships and cooling reactors. Their great worlds were built on dry metal, under bright suns. They believed only dry, solid planets could give birth to advanced life, and now they mocked the humans who dared to join their council. In the middle of the hall, surrounded by laughter, stood a single human ambassador, a man named Commander Elias Ward. His face was calm, his eyes quiet. He did not shout back. He only listened. "Atlas, human," a tall insectoid voice hissed. "How many times have your oceans drowned your cities? How many storms have destroyed your lands? You worship a planet that tries to kill you." The laughter grew louder, but Elias Ward only smiled. A small, calm, dangerous smile. "You laugh," he said softly, "because you do not understand what you are laughing at." The hall fell quiet for a moment. Some aliens blinked. Others leaned forward, amused. "And what should we understand, little ape?" One sneered. "That your water gods protect you?" Ward looked up at the massive hologram of Earth, its blue oceans spinning slowly in the dark. "You see water," he said. "We see memory. You see weakness. We see life itself. You call it a liquid." "But it is older than any of your suns," the alien crowd murmured. A few whispered to each other. "Older than the suns?" Ward took a step forward. His voice grew firm. "Every world that has water once had life. Every drop remembers. Every wave listens. You call us water apes, but we are the children of the oldest force in this galaxy." The hall buzzed with uneasy laughter again, but this time it was thinner, weaker. The human's words felt strange, too certain, too calm. A shadow passed through the lights above. The hologram of Earth flickered. Ward looked up. "You mock our oceans," he said, "but you don't know what sleeps beneath them." A deep, rumbling tone rolled through the chamber. For a moment, every light dimmed. Some alien delegates turned their heads nervously. Their translators crackled. A wave of static rushed through every comlink. "What is this interference?" barked the council speaker. "Security, control the feed." But the projection of Earth grew brighter. The blue of the oceans began to shimmer, pulsing like a heartbeat. Then, a sound, a low, ancient sound. Like the ocean itself was breathing, aliens covered their ears. Sensors overloaded. The hologram rippled with strange energy, lines of glowing patterns spreading through the oceans. Ward's voice remained steady. "You thought water was simple, but it is not. It is the bridge between life and the void. It remembers everything that ever touched it. Every life, every death, every thought." The speaker shouted, "This is impossible. Cut the projection!" But the image of Earth refused to vanish. It expanded, filling the chamber with light. Waves formed across the holographic sea, and in the reflection, shapes began to move. Vast dark forms swimming deep below. The laughter was gone now. The room was silent except for the low hum of the mysterious resonance. "There are things beneath our oceans that have not been seen in 10,000 years, Ward continued. "We used to think they were myths. Now we know they were waiting." The projection flickered again. For one heartbeat, a massive eye opened beneath the water. Blue light flooded the hall. Every alien froze. Ward looked around, his voice now cold. "So laugh if you wish. But when the oceans wake, you will remember this day." The lights in the chamber went black. Only the blue glow of the ocean remained. For several seconds, no one moved. Then, slowly, the projection faded. Silence. The speaker cleared his throat, trying to hide the tremor in his voice. "Human technology trickery," he muttered. "A hologram. Nothing more." But deep inside, none of them believed that. Something about that sound, that pulse, had touched every being in the room. Something alive. As Ward turned to leave, his communicator flickered in his ear. A faint voice whispered from Earth, "Commander!" "It has started. The readings are changing. The deep currents are rising." Ward paused at the door, eyes distant. "Then it begins," he whispered. "They will finally see the truth about water." He walked out of the council hall, leaving behind a room full of frightened silence. Outside, beyond the orbiting station, the blue planet glowed brighter against the stars. And somewhere in its dark depths, something ancient moved, awake for the first time in millennia. Deep beneath the surface of Earth, the oceans were alive in ways no alien could imagine. In a hidden laboratory on the edge of the Mariana Trench, human scientists worked tirelessly. Their glass domes and steel corridors shone under the dim blue glow of deep-sea lights. Giant screens displayed currents, temperatures, and strange signals coming from the ocean floor. Dr. Layla Morgan, the lead oceanographer, leaned over her console, her eyes wide. "The energy readings? They don't make sense," she said. "It's like the water itself is." "Thinking." Her assistant, a young engineer named Ravi, frowned. "Thinking." "Water can't think," he said, shaking his head. "It's just molecules. H2O, that's it." Layla's eyes didn't leave the screen. "That's what I thought too. Until last night. The currents shifted without storms. The deep sensors picked up patterns, signals. Something beneath the trench is alive." A low hum filled the lab. The water tanks vibrated slightly, sending ripples across the glass. Ravi jumped. "What the—" Layla pressed a button. The screen zoomed into a deep rift in the ocean floor. A massive shadow moved beneath the rocks and darkness. "See?" Layla whispered. "It's huge, bigger than anything alive we know." Meanwhile, in the Galactic Council, word of these anomalies reached alien scientists. Skeptical, they sent monitoring probes to observe Earth's oceans. One Zeltari researcher, Vorath, gasped as he watched the readings. "Impossible. The water is resonating. It responds to life. Not just humans. It reacts to everything that touches it." Vorath sent data to the Council. The holographic maps of Earth's oceans showed energy waves spreading across thousands of kilometers. Every drop of water seemed to glow faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat. "It's alive," Vorath whispered. "Not just alive, aware." Back on Earth, Layla's team had built a deep-sea probe, a small, sleek craft designed to withstand the crushing pressure of the deepest trenches. They named it Aegis. "We're going in," Layla told her team. "If this is real, we need to know the truth." Ravi swallowed hard. "We don't even know what we'll find." "Exactly," Layla said. "And that's why we must go." Aegis descended into darkness. Tiny lights pierced the black water. As it sank deeper, strange currents twisted around it, almost like invisible arms guiding it. Strange glowing shapes appeared briefly, then vanished. Inside the lab, the scientists held their breath. Every screen flickered. Then the probe's instruments detected something extraordinary. The water around it was sending signals back. Pulses of energy that didn't belong to any known physics. "It's communicating," Layla whispered. Suddenly, the probe's camera captured a massive form moving in the darkness. Not solid, not liquid. Something that shifted, shimmering like living water itself. "Impossible," Ravi said, voice trembling. It's a creature, made of water." Layla nodded slowly. "Not a creature. An intelligence. Something ancient." The probe's readings spiked. Energy surged through the lab's systems. Lights flickered. Alarms sounded. The humans stumbled back as the water tanks trembled. Every drop seemed to vibrate in harmony with the ocean outside. "It knows we're watching," Layla said. "It knows we're here." Meanwhile, on the Galactic Council's monitoring station, alarms blared. The Zeltari and other alien researchers stared at their screens in disbelief. "The water. It's responding to humans," Vorath said. "It's learning from them, it's—" Listening. One council member, a metallic being from the planet Cryon, slammed its claw on the table. "We mocked them. We called them weak. And now, this water. It's more than any weapon we possess." Back on Earth, Layla's team watched in awe as the probe sent live images of glowing currents spreading across the deep ocean. Strange patterns formed, shapes, symbols, almost like writing. The team could feel it in their bones. A strange connection, as if the ocean itself was alive and aware of them. "It's trying to tell us something," Layla said, voice shaking. Ravi looked at her, pale. "Tell us what?" "That we're nothing." Layla shook her head. "No, to the opposite. That we are part of it, humans." We are the children of the oceans. It remembers us. The lab fell silent. Outside, the surface waves were calm, hiding the immense energy moving beneath. But every scientist knew humanity was no longer alone in the oceans. Something vast, ancient, and conscious had awakened. Somewhere deep, far below the trenches, the ocean stirred. It began to pulse with a rhythm older than any sun. It had been waiting, watching, and now it was ready to reveal its secrets. And somewhere among the stars, alien races began to worry. The humans who had been laughed at, the water apes, were about to discover something that no one, not even the most advanced civilizations, had ever known. The deep-sea probe Aegis had sent back readings no one could ignore. The ocean was alive, not just alive, aware, pulsing, watching. Commander Elias Ward stood on the bridge of the research vessel Poseidon I, staring at the monitors. His eyes were sharp, calculating, but inside a spark of awe burned. "Prepare the resonance device," he ordered. Layla Morgan nodded. The machine on the deck was unlike anything humans had ever built. A network of cables, emitters, and glowing crystals, it was designed to communicate with the ocean itself. Not to control it, not to attack, and just to reach it. "Are we sure about this?" Ravi asked, a hint of fear in his voice. "We have no choice," Layla said firmly. "The ocean is awake. It knows we're here. If we want to understand it, we must speak its language." The crew worked quickly. The resonance device hummed, vibrating like a living heartbeat. The ocean around the ship began to shimmer, reflecting the strange energy flowing from the machine. Ward raised his hand. Now the device activated. A pulse of deep blue energy shot into the water. At first, nothing happened. Then the sea began to stir. Currents twisted in impossible patterns. Waves formed in perfect circles, and the surface glowed faintly with an otherworldly light. On the monitors, deep below the trench, massive shapes began to move. Shadows bigger than any submarine shifted gracefully through the dark water. "It's responding," Layla whispered, eyes wide. Ravi's hands trembled on the controls. "They're huge." "What are they?" Ward's voice was calm but firm. "Not what, who. They are the guardians of the oceans. They have waited for us." Suddenly, the largest shape rose toward the surface. Not solid, not liquid. A massive flowing form shimmered with light, constantly shifting. The crew gasped. It was alive in every sense. Its movement was graceful, intelligent, and terrifying. The water itself seemed to follow its command. Currents spun, waves rose, and the resonance device hummed in perfect harmony. The ocean had awakened, and it recognized humans. "It's communicating," Layla said, pointing to the glowing patterns spreading across the water. "Look at the pulses, the rhythms." "It's speaking," Ward nodded. "It knows we are the children of the ocean. It's testing us, seeing if we can understand." On the bridge, the crew watched in awe as the water around them formed shapes, glowing symbols, shifting currents, and waves that moved like living fingers. Every drop of water pulsed with energy, responding to the human's presence. "It's massive," Ravi said, voice trembling. "How can something like this even exist?" "Because it's older than any of us," Ward replied. "Older than the first stars. It's the memory of life itself, stored in water." The ocean's pulse grew stronger, spreading across the planet. Sensors on satellites detected the energy waves. Alien races in orbit scrambled their monitoring devices. The Zeltari researcher Vorath watched in disbelief. "It's not just reacting to humans," Vorath whispered. "It's resonating with them, teaching them, communicating through them." Back on Earth, the crew of Poseidon I felt a strange connection. It was as if the ocean itself spoke directly to their minds. Memories of ancient currents, forgotten storms, and lost civilizations flashed in their consciousness. The water was alive, aware, wise, and immense beyond understanding. Suddenly, the largest form in the ocean mind broke the surface. Light shimmered across its flowing body. Waves rose around it like a crown. The sea roared, but it was not anger. It was greeting. Ward stepped forward, his voice carrying over the hum of the machine. "We come in peace. We seek to understand. Will you speak to us?" The water pulsed, forming shapes around the ship. A deep vibration echoed through the hull, through the water, through the very bones of the humans. A voice emerged, not words but a resonance felt in the mind. "Children of the ocean, You have awakened me. You have remembered. The crew shivered. The message was clear. The ocean remembered humanity. It had been waiting for them. For humans who could understand, who could connect, who could communicate with it. On the surface, the water shimmered like liquid crystal. Every wave seemed alive. Every current seemed to breathe. Humanity had awakened something that had slept for millennia. This is beyond science, Ravi whispered. It's the truth, Layla said, her eyes shining. Water is alive. It has always been alive, and now it has chosen to speak with us. Far above, the Galactic Council watched in terror. Their monitors showed energy waves spreading across the globe. The humans they once mocked were no longer weak. They were connected to the most powerful force in the galaxy. Ward looked out at the ocean, calm and resolute. They laughed at our oceans, he said softly. They will see soon enough. The truth about water. The ocean pulsed again in response, and deep below the currents shifted, glowing lines stretching across the entire planet. Something ancient had awakened. Something powerful. Something that humans alone could understand. The stage was set. The awakening had begun. The ocean had awakened. Its presence pulsed through the seas, shaking the very foundations of human understanding. On the surface, the waves shimmered with an ethereal light. Below, currents twisted and danced in patterns older than any civilization. Commander Elias Ward stood at the bow of Poseidon I, eyes fixed on the glowing horizon. The resonance device still hummed, linking the humans with the immense intelligence beneath the waves. The crew watched in awe. Then it spoke, not in words but in a language of energy and emotion. The water itself vibrated with a presence so ancient, so powerful, that the humans felt it in their bones. Thoughts and memories intertwined with currents, flashes of history, not of Earth alone, but of countless worlds where water had carried life. Layla Morgan, her hands trembling over the controls, whispered, "It's showing us everything." The history of water, of life. The ocean mind, the immense consciousness beneath the ocean, pulsed brighter. Its voice resonated in every mind on the ship. We were the guardians. Before your kind walked on land, we guided life. Every drop of water holds memory. Every current carries the wisdom of worlds. Ravi's mouth hung open. It remembers everything. Every life on Earth? Not just Earth, Ward corrected. Every world that ever had water. Every being that ever lived. It is the memory of the galaxy itself. On the monitors, strange patterns of glowing energy formed in the oceans. They stretched across continents, moving in perfect synchrony. The ocean mind's power was visible, alive. It responded to humans with a precision no machine could achieve. You are of us, the ocean mind pulsed. Born of water, chosen to understand and protect it. Others mocked your oceans, your rivers, your rain. They saw weakness, but water is strength. It is life, it is memory. And now you know. The Galactic Council watched from orbit terrified. Every alien sensor failed as the ocean's resonance spread across the planet. The beings who had laughed at humanity now realized their mistake. Humans were not weak. They were connected to a force older than stars, older than civilizations. Ward turned to his crew. His voice was steady but filled with awe. We are not just humans. We are the children of the oceans. We have inherited something the universe itself respects, something no empire can control. Layla nodded, tears in her eyes. It's beautiful and terrifying, all at once. The ocean mind pulsed again, stronger this time, sending waves of energy across the entire globe, from the Arctic to the tropics, from the deepest trenches to the smallest streams. Water resonated in perfect harmony. Humans could feel it, the heartbeat of their planet. Your ancestors understood a fragment of this, the mind communicated. They built myths, songs, stories. Now, you will understand fully. You will become stewards of life itself. Ravi swallowed hard. So, all those times they laughed at us, they didn't know. They couldn't know. They didn't have this connection. Ward's eyes narrowed. Exactly. And they will see it soon. The Council, the alien empires, they mocked what sustains all life. They mocked water. They mocked humanity. And now they will learn its truth. The ocean mind shifted beneath the waves. Glowing tendrils of energy reached toward the human ship, not to harm but to connect. Every crew member felt the pulse, the understanding, the knowledge flowing into them. Memories of ancient oceans, of lost civilizations, of forgotten wisdom filled their minds. It was overwhelming, but exhilarating. Humanity was no longer just a species on a blue planet. They were keepers of the galaxy's oldest memory. From orbit, the aliens scrambled, sensors failed, communications flickered. No technology could counteract the force of living water. The Council realized the truth. Humans were now connected to a power no one else could touch. "We underestimated them," one alien whispered. "We mocked their oceans." "And now," Ward stepped forward, looking out over the glowing waves. "Now we remind them," he said softly. "Never underestimate humanity. We come from water, and we remember." The ocean mind pulsed one final time. Waves rose gently around Poseidon 1, a display not of anger, but of guardianship. The planet itself seemed to breathe, alive and aware. For the first time, humans and the ocean were fully united. The ancient intelligence had revealed its secret. Water was not just a substance, but a living memory network, a force that carried life and knowledge across worlds, and humanity was its heir. The night sky above the ocean was calm, but below, the ocean mind shifted, unseen by anyone outside Earth. A new chapter had begun, one where humans could finally claim their place as stewards of life, as beings who understood the true power of water. "They laughed at our oceans," Ward murmured, voice echoing across the waves. "Now they will see, and they will remember too." The ocean pulsed once more. The glow faded, leaving ripples of calm energy across the world. But the humans knew the truth, and that truth would change everything. The message of the oceans spread across the stars. Every alien empire, every listening station, every distant observer saw the blue planet shining brighter than ever before. At first, they thought it was just light. Then they realized it was communication. The oceans of Earth were sending signals into the void, ancient frequencies carried through the fabric of space. The same element the aliens had mocked, water, had become a voice heard across the galaxy. On the Galactic Council's massive space station, panic filled the Grand Hall. Screens flickered with blue light. Symbols, waves, and pulses filled the air, translating into one repeating message: "We remember." Alien scientists rushed to understand. The proud Zeltari, the metallic Cryon, the luminous Thal. All their instruments failed to interpret the deep resonance. But one thing was clear. It was coming from Earth, and it was unstoppable. "They've connected to the entire galactic water network," Vorath whispered in disbelief. "Every planet that ever had oceans is now listening." The Speaker of the Council slammed his fist on the console. "Cut the link! Shut them out!" "We can't," Vorath said quietly. "It's not a signal. It's the water itself. It's alive. And it's choosing humanity." Down on Earth, Poseidon 1 floated on calm seas glowing with faint blue light. The resonance device was silent now. It wasn't needed anymore. The connection between humans and the ocean mind was complete. Commander Ward stood on the deck, gazing toward the horizon. The world seemed peaceful, yet he could feel the energy humming beneath the surface. "So it begins," he said softly. Layla Morgan joined him, her eyes bright with wonder. "They can feel it, can't they?" "Out there across the stars," Ward nodded. "Yes, every world that ever had water now remembers. The ocean mind has awakened them all." Ravi stepped forward, holding a tablet filled with readings. "Commander, there's something else. The alien worlds and the dry ones, they're panicking. Their biospheres are collapsing. Without living water, they're dying." Layla frowned. "They mocked us for being a water world. Now they beg for what they destroyed." Ward looked at the endless blue around them. The waves shimmered as if listening. "And we will help them," he said finally. "But they must learn respect. Water gives life, and it can take it away." Far away, the Council sent an emergency transmission to Earth. Their proud voices now trembled with fear. "Human, we mocked you. We didn't understand. We need help. Our worlds are dying. We need your water." Ward's reply was calm, almost gentle. "You once laughed at us. You called us primitive. You thought our oceans made us weak. Now you see, water is not weakness. It is the breath of life itself." He paused, then added, "We will help you, but you must never again treat life's source as a tool, or a weapon, or a joke. You will protect it. You will honor it. Or the oceans will remember. The council fell silent. They knew what he meant. Water was not just a resource anymore. It was a living force, a witness. Days passed. Across the galaxy, the ocean mind's influence spread. Worlds long thought barren began to stir with faint moisture. Vapor formed, clouds gathered, and distant seas began to ripple again. Wherever humanity sent its ships, life followed. Not through domination, not through conquest, but through balance. Humans became known as the stewards of water, protectors of life, teachers of respect. Even the alien races who once mocked them now bowed in gratitude. They learned that water was not just a chemical, but a memory, a connection between all living things. One evening, as the sun set over the glowing ocean, Ward stood alone on the shore. The waves lapped gently at his boots. The horizon blazed with gold and blue light. The ocean spoke once more, softly like a whisper carried by the wind. "You have done well, child of the deep. We are one now, life and memory, human and ocean. Protect this bond." Ward closed his eyes. "I will," he said quietly. "We all will." The waves shimmered in response. Far above, the stars reflected in the water like tiny worlds of light. Every one of them now carried the ocean mind's message. "They laughed at our oceans," Ward murmured. "But now they pray to them." Layla joined him, smiling faintly. "Do you think they'll ever truly understand?" Ward looked at the vast sea before them. "One day," he said, "when they listen, not with their machines but with their hearts." The ocean pulsed softly as if agreeing. The world was quiet now, but it was a new kind of quiet. The kind that came not from silence but from peace. For the first time in history, humanity wasn't just part of the galaxy. They were its memory keepers, the bridge between the stars and the seas, and deep beneath the waves the ocean mind rested once more, content, watching, waiting, guarding its children of the humans who had finally learned the truth about water.